If I was teaching this, how would I do it? Where would I start? That's why you're probably looking at a black screen, so let's see the most sensible thing. This is an investigation about the TV show, a new TV show called Take Two, which I'll come to in a moment because I want to and need to tell a little story. It's about an investigation into filming locations. So if you Googled new TV shows 2018, for those who don't know, there is a lovely one called Take Two. And Take Two, which I can go over to, is a private investigator in Los Angeles reluctantly teams up with a former star of a hit cop TV show. And what you normally get down here, and I'll tell you why I'm doing it this way, is you normally get to watch a TV show, and down here, usually in the Internet Movie Database or on Wikipedia, is a bit that says filming locations, Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. But the thing is set in Los Angeles. If you have a look at Take Two in Wikipedia, it also talks about its production being at, where is it, down the bottom, being in Crossing Riverbend Studios in Burnaby, British Columbia, which is all well and good, because if you also look at the filming locations, says Rachel Bilson here, Take Two Season 1 will continue filming in Vancouver and British Columbia. And this is why I'm taking this view and this black screen approach to this video, because if you have a look at the TV show, and it's very good, by the way, it's very funny, it's very good, as Rachel Bilson says in a interview on YouTube, it's procedural, but it's also comedy. And what I like to do is I like to watch it once for the entertainment, and then I like to look maybe around to see where some of the locations were. This building, by the way, which is lovely animation, I'm obviously not going to play anything because of copyright reasons on YouTube, but this is the building I'm interested in. I wonder where that is in real life. So if you look, the opening sequence, if you haven't seen it, is almost like an animation with Eddie Valetik on the side. This is his character's name, Eddie Cibrian, maybe I've got that right, or maybe I've got it wrong. He's on the building, he moves. So what I'm getting at is this is an interior of their private investigator office. Well, that's probably the set, but this is the image I'm interested in. Long way round, huh? So when it opens up, Season 1, Episode 1, and comes down from the sky, you actually get, there's an interior again, you get this. Now, I've never been to Los Angeles, I've never been to the West Coast, and I've never been to Canada or British Columbia, but my guess, as it's set in LA, is this, it may be LA. For those people who know LA, I'm sure it is, but what I'm getting at is, can I identify this building? And I set myself a challenge, because going back over to the filming locations, you normally go in and do a quick Google, and there are loads of blogs and loads of everything going on about where a TV show has been filmed. This one, I couldn't find a thing. So I thought to myself, well, how can we do it? Can we do it on a simple look? Perhaps I was lucky. Obviously I've done it because I know where this thing is, and I'm about to show you how I got there. So what I thought well, if it's in Los Angeles, if we can identify this skyscraper here with a point on it and this building here, we can actually get a line of sight. If we identify these buildings here and bring that down, we've also got a line of sight, and we can get a point of where this line and this line intersects. Now, there is a huge clue, and that is, if you look closely, okay, if you've looked at some of the show, you'll know that this is on a road junction, but what I identified here is possibly, I don't really know, but possibly the way the roof goes, it looks like there could be the letter H in the roof. And that's all I went to, and I thought, I wonder how we can have a look, because I went, and sometimes if you do other TV shows, you can find their locations instantly, as I said, because there are tons of blog. Now, as far as I was concerned, I started off with Google Maps, and I knew in the back of my mind that it's not going to work very of, because it's all right, but when you go in, I know that Google Earth Pro for free actually gets a better way of negotiating this map. So if I go in there, this is the sort of thing here, and this is where I might wish to start. But for brevity and speed, I can go over to have a look. Now, the interesting thing is on Google Earth is that if you look at British Columbia and Vancouver, it's up here where this little grab handle is, and LA is down here. It's about 1,100 miles apart. And what I'm trying to get at is, for fans of the show, or fans of any show, movie, TV, or whatever, it's nice to say, is that a real life place? And so this is the thing. Now, I need to remind you, in terms of the teaching part, that this is the image we're looking at. So if you look, there is, and people, you know, over my shoulder who know LA might go, oh, I know what that building is, and I actually don't know what these buildings are. So all I've got here from a screenshot is possibly a tall building with 1, 2, 3 on it, and that sort of thing. So if I can find something like that, it would be useful. So I think what I'll do is I'll bring this over, and I'll bring that down, and I'll just kind of like leave it there. I think I will leave it there should we need it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it and just put it over there. So we go in, and I thought, and this is the investigation part of it, and I thought, right, well, Los Angeles, it looks like, and this is a pure guess, and that is that if we looked at some skyscrapers, I wonder if I can identify them. So if I go in and I'm starting to look, and I'm not being clever here, I'm just being, when I say clever, I'm not trying to like do sleight of hand. Oh, that's one of the ones that I started to look at. So if you go in here, let me just make this slightly to the side. And again, this is a new school year. You know, I'm obviously not a school teacher anymore, but I'm interested in investigation, and I can't, because I'm on my own, I can't figure out whether what I've done is obviously very lucky or very skillful, or it could be just, as I say, super lucky or super mega easy, or it might be really hard. So what I'm trying to get to is that if I leave this here, you know, for other people, and obviously verifying images is a big thing, and that is if I put this up there, and then I come down here, I would say that we're starting to look at this building here. Can you see with the 1, 2, 3 at the top? And it could have a little one behind it, and there's like a big rectangular tall thing with some yellow writing on the top. I could argue that that could be the Wells Fargo building. Then there's another one here with like a little white bit. So what I'm trying to get to is, can I get to that? And you probably see where this is going, and that is that if I get to this position, I would possibly say that that is, oh, hold on, no, keep going, there's got to be one from behind. You see that one from behind there? That is poking itself around the corner, but it's not quite right, but it doesn't matter at the moment. So I'm going to come out and say that I'm kind of happy that that's sort of what it looks like. Now, moving over, can I find this pointy thing? Now, immediately, I can find the pointy thing because it's there. Can you see it's there? It's just a geometric shape. So can I get to the position where that one, of course, is slightly to the left, okay, there, and then I can start to come out and compare both together. So I've got this one over here. Let me just make those a bit smaller. Can you see the scape, the way it's looking? So in other words, I can make that one over there, so you can see that that one's more or less, that one's more or less. In actual fact, when you get back, you can actually see the poke of the little one round the corner. And then I've got this one here, so I've got my line of sight down here, and then I start to keep coming back and coming back, coming back. Now at this stage, I'm starting to use an eye, and use an eye here. Now that's gone off, isn't it? That's slightly not quite right, so I can come out. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it up there and just tilt it to say that, right, I've got this line of sight here, this line of sight here, so it must be converging. It must be converging, so just leave it there. Beautiful thing. Watch this. I've got a line there. I've got a line there. Oh my goodness. There is an H on the top of that building. And this is what happened to me a little while ago, a couple of days ago. And I think, oh my goodness, I've just solved it. Can you see that you've got this building just there like that? And I can come down, I think, hold on a second, see how close I can get in, more or less there. Go in, go in, go in, go in, and then it will bring us something actually which is a street view of here. So I would say there's a pretty good chance, and I'll show you, which is a brilliant thing. Let me just bring this up for a second. Now I would say at this stage, without mucking about, we've found it, we've done it, but watch this. This is really interesting. Oh, it's gone. Yeah, see this one here? If you pay attention just for a couple of seconds, one about the LA dry goods warehouse at the top, see the tree, see the yellow door with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 windows. Look at this. There is a white pickup truck on the bottom right. I know that the TV production company obviously haven't put a giant size Eddie on the side of the building with a fingerprint, but they might have changed a couple of other things, because when you go in and go over to the real life bit, when I say real life, I mean this is dated about February 18. You've got to be kidding me, that's really recent. Okay, so let's bring it round, and let's go up here a bit. Let's just come up. This is Street View, remember, and according to this imagery date it says 2/18, which is sort of this year. You can go round and get, I would say, pretty accurately, look, yellowy greeny door thing with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would say we're there. At the top of it, I would say you're onto something here. Let me just have a look at one other thing up here which I found is so incredible. Look, can you see that white pickup truck? Sorry, my mouse is going all over the place. But can you see in the centre there? There was a way to get in here, and I can't think how it is now. Yeah, it's in here. Can you see that white pickup truck with like a little manifold on its bonnet there? Exactly in there. And if I bring the image back up again, there is the same pickup truck. So, and it also says LA Dry Goods fictional. In real life, we are talking about what? We are talking about that is me messing up Street View, isn't it here? Hold on a second, let's just exit Street View and see if I can come up to the last thing. I think I've said it enough here. What we've actually got on there is something like, hold on, let me just bring the mesh up. It's actually something and something toy warehouse, and they've actually changed the things. I'm going to finish there. There's the white pickup truck from the air. I wonder if that thing's never been moved then. There was our investigation, I would say. I've been here for 13 minutes talking. I bet no one's still watching, but who cares? As far as I'm concerned, if you are a fan of the show, I do not know, but what I could say from the show is that Take Two is really, really good. This is Rachel Bilson playing Sam Swift and Eddie Cibrian playing Eddie Valetik, Private Eye. And the sort of thing you'll get is, I'm really killing myself now because I would love to know where that wall is. It's red brick, sun is from this side, look, but I don't know where that is. But what you could come along and do is to say, in a really interesting way, is the way he's looking up the road. And you see this big skyscraper here with these buildings? They're not there. They're not there. If you look up the line, they are physically not there, because when you go up to this area, and if you rotate that building, can you see about sort of to there, and you bring that down, when you actually look up that line, there physically aren't any. There's none up there. They are all over the other side, which is, keep bringing it around a bit. Yeah, they're all over this way. I need to finish here really because I'm rambling, but if you are fans of the show, go and check it out.